I sorted these poems into three categories: new, recent, meaning written before the COVID bomb, and past, old. This is new. It's called part. Isometrically, for lack of an understandable word, this minute yields only this. Yet, if I call it a poem, it may not run away. Hypothetically, it is linked to a grand panorama of pens scribbling riches. Yet I arrive at a loss, as though at best part two. To start again is fascinating because it is caused only by the curve of courteously refusing a sinking heart, or perhaps knowing something more is there. Then again, part one. It is by not making much of this, such moments have passed before, or was I waiting to be wise enough to find a way to say? I am careful in admitting it will be brushed aside, just as though it were never written. Perhaps my message is that it is good to like shaking away a sinking heart. Do not cry. Too familiar with tears. No matter what you say, they fell. Yet you shrug. They might as well. The tears, they fall like breathing while you hang your clothes. They fall while drinking tea, while reading a book. You wipe your cheeks a lot, while following the paragraphs, while watching cars, while adjusting the curtains, while greeting friends who likewise mind their own way as they fall. It's just a breeze outside. It's just a breeze outside that came inside. Too familiar with tears. No matter what you say, they fell. And yet you shrug, they might as well. These are recent. The Don't Look book. Don't look around when you are down. Don't look. Don't look for help it's never found. Don't look. Don't look up the mountain for hope in the spirit. Don't look. Don't look for a place to go find a friend. Don't look. Just keep your eyes straight down and hang your head. Don't look. Don't you go looking at the beautiful plants and trees. Don't you go playing like you were born free. Just remember you will never win. There's the door, but you ain't getting in. Your dreams are broken and it's much too late. Empty hands, empty shell. Broken heart, dark horizon. Dreamless sleep, hopeless sunrise. Empty day, no one called, no mail in there. Don't look. Nothing to find in any book. Nobody cares, so don't look. Give it up, ain't no peace. It's all disaster and it can't never be repaired. There's nothing here and there's nothing there. The scales of justice are never fair. It ain't even better up there. Nobody knows what it all means. There's no answer, there's nothing to find. Don't look. A full-storied heaven. Blind, who could see? So named by a mindful dad, was cross-legged in the storied pagoda. Still at first, he moved to stretch, but announcing shadow play outstretched itself too, as though caused by him, so that he refused for a time. One less worthy, and you might have said, fear of karma. He remembered reaching the second step on another day and pulled his foot up more firmly into his lap. There is no butterfly effect, he mused. No sonic boom from a fallen thread. I dated the three faces of Eve. How brutally kind. You're mega foul pow. You keep that offbeat social mistake to yourself. But love, the vocabulary lesson. Where's my kisses? Repossession, floozy, a hard land of no man's, sinecure, the cliche highway, starch of high-strung trooper word vagrants waltz. She smiles coyly, like the secret of Delaware baseball mud. Sitting Bull's grave, that picturesque second wink of my betrothed who runs the show and never shows her face. These are old poems. Grandmother. I was about to say that I got everything I needed done yesterday, but then I remembered grandmother. She cultivated sunshine. It was like cooking a turkey. It went on all day. Her patience with being old would frustrate me. But her dear smile overwhelmed me too. So we would sit. She would cultivate sunshine while I watched Winchell Mahoney, followed by the Mickey Mouse Glee Club, pushing the little button that made the rotor channel change on her neat TV. And late in midday, she would slice off pieces of the sun and serve them, sweet and tender, to the sparrows. Book of Genesis. In the beginning, there was Jack Kerouac, and the landlord saw that it was good. Banging the doors on the interstate, can't jump out, Jack at 90 mph. The cheap hotel, another lunar landing, was just to the conscience. And on the second night, the good landlord gunned down JFK as the Beatles plane was landing, feeling high without mercy on Orwell's Love Field. Hair was shown at the Nixon Theater as the MK Ultra PTA passionately laced flowers of love with LSD sarin for the tie-dye commune. And on the third day, on a rising sun, when everyone wished that the clock turned back, Sally rude Sally said, "May I intrude, Mr. Dolly," and Bob Dylan slithered forth with holy ashes as derelicts tried to lick him. And Bremser banged the table. On the fourth night, wax discos waved the magic tangerine before the host of Harlem, Allah. And they said, "Whoosh, that's a white man's fruit. We don't believe in a magic tangerine." The children of the Aquarians was foaming exiles at the mouth. Was foaming exiles in the mouth and went to sleep so hungry for their souls that they tapped their feet to the sound of rats chewing their way through Burma, and they almost spoke out. And on the fifth day, political correctness arose. The skinheads came as the kids tightened their throngs, a grinning thong. They all breathed together and strung out crimson leather. And the only conspiracy, as you can see, came back dry from a chilly sea, while on the sixth day, a Boy Scout whistled from Starbucks. He had a petition that made no sense. It seemed to be a plan designed to steal Social Security without scaring the seniors, and the Messiah was a long time coming. But the seventh day was a day of rest for Mr. Patrick Buchanan. Irises. Contemplating Hiroshiga's wood block of irises in my room as the Chinatown cherry blossoms begin blooming, I picture the century of men before me, pleasantly inspired, for whom the blue tints of time in Hiroshige's print awoke the heart's hummingbird dance for the laborious turning of the ground. It is as if, by engraving them as painters, the humanness of a flower becomes real. Through the woodbuck, the little garden blossoms become wise men, much as the Buddha smiles from a living lilac.